just want to open with this incredible tweet that is seeing a lot of traction recently. That part during Janet Jackson's show when she would make miscellaneous unks shoot poison on stage. Miscellaneous unks shooting poison on stage. Good morning, Slop Nation, and welcome to Slop Chop. I'm your host, Harvey Mulvihill, and this is episode 2. Thank you for the kind words about episode 1, those who left comments. I really appreciate it. And if you could, click subscribe, leave me a comment on this ep for slopics that you'd like discussed. Got a list here. Some things I'll be talking about this week. Naked Gun trailer got released. They're remaking Naked Gun with the Lonely Island guys, or one of them is directing and presumably writing this new Naked Gun movie starring Liam Neeson. If you haven't seen Liam Neeson's comedy or him act comedically, there's a great clip on Ricky Gervais's show, which I don't know the name of, and we will continue our 2 episode tradition of not looking up anything beforehand and instead learning on the fly. I think I got a lot of good responses. That's not true at all. Maybe there will be research that goes into the show eventually, but for now, it's going to be just Googling things in real time while I try to make it interesting via voice. Will it work? Maybe. Anyway, Liam Neeson. Really, really funny guy, surprisingly. Liam Neeson, Ricky Gervais. Yes. Improvisational comedy is the name of the clip. It's absolutely hilarious. I'll put a little bit in here now.
Thanks for seeing me. I'm here because I'm thinking of doing some comedy.
Wow.
Okay, let's do some improvisational comedy.
I can't now, Liam. It's a bad time.
Let's do some improvisational comedy now.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
Hello.
Oh no, not you again.
I've never been here before.
Sorry, I thought...
Can we go again?
Yep.
Because you ruined that?
Sorry.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
Hey.
Hi, how's it going? What seems to be the problem?
I've contracted AIDS.
How did you get that?
From an African prostitute.
But yeah, he's great. I mean, the whole thing with Naked Gun... So the whole thing with Naked Gun is that Frank Drebin, our lead, played by Leslie Nielsen, which is hilariously close to Liam Neeson. Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson. They're probably going to make a joke about that in the film, if I were a betting man. But the thing about the series is that he doesn't know that he's being funny, right? He's playing it straight. That's how the comedy works. He's like a buffoon detective who's an idiot, but he thinks he's a legit detective and he's doing his best. He's not acting humorously. You know what I mean? Similar to like a Christmas Vacation, right? Where Clark Griswold is not... He's not like spewing jokes. He's just being an idiot and trying to be like a good family man, and terrible things happen because of his stupidity. So there's your formula. And I do think that the Lonely Island guy, his name is Akiva Schaffer. I think that he's the man for the job. He's really, really funny. He did that Pop Star Never Stop Popping, Never Stop Stopping with Andy Samberg a couple years ago. I could see this working. So I hate a Legacy sequel. I think they're all terrible except for if you are a Legacy sequel, you suck. Unless you are exactly Top Gun Maverick. There is no exceptions to the rule. I guess maybe you could consider Force Awakens a Legacy sequel, but that's kind of different. It's like starting a whole trilogy of shits, you know? I hate every Legacy sequel I see. I did not see the Beetlejuice. The second one, I didn't see it because I hate legacy sequels, and I have no interest in them. Heard it was solid. Heard it was a return to form for one Tim Burton, but I don't care at all. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. Well, I guess I'm moderately looking forward to this Naked Gun sequel. Hopefully it'll be good. Again, I think the team behind it is promising. So, yeah, I am looking forward to that moderately. I cannot believe I did not touch on this last week, but the Minecraft movie. By the way, this isn't a movie podcast. Despite what it may seem in every minute of the pod and every topic. Oh my God, I got a little piece of schmutz on me. This is not, in fact, a movie podcast. This is a Slop podcast. And the Slop that I like is generally movie adjacent, So we will get on to some non-movie... Will we? Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple things. Don't worry. But I got a couple movie topics. And again, if you don't want to hear any of this shit, there's time codes in the description if you're watching the YouTube. Or if you're on Spotify or Apple, they should also have chapters that you can skip. So if there's some shit you don't want to hear, just skip right by it. Do not suffer through my meddling, annoying, droning voice any longer than you have to, The Minecraft movie is a smash hit, an unbelievable hit, which is good. People, I've brought this up to people in my real life, and everyone's like, ugh, that sucks that it's a hit. Like, of course, America's doomed, cinema's dead. I'm like, in what world would this not be a hit? It's the best-selling game of all time. It is the number one best-selling game of all time. So, like, bruh, of course, it could have been, apparently it's not good, I haven't seen it, but it could have been, 30 to 40% worse than it is right now, and it would have made $1 billion. It's the fucking Minecraft movie, dude. It's got Steve. But the interesting part about the film and its online reception is the kind of organic theater movement, whatever you want to call it, trend amongst preteens and Zoomers, which is to go to the theater and just freak the hell out when line from trailer is said, like the I Am Steve thing or the chicken jockey. You're like throwing popcorn and dumping your $24 soda on the person in front of you. It's all good fun, And if you want to take, here's one. Fuck the theater employees. They get paid to clean. Destroy your theater. Tear the cushions from the seats. No, it's obviously shitty for them. It sucks for them, but it is always fun when like a. And again, this is something I use the word organic very intentionally because you can't manufacture this. Like everyone's going to see the Minecraft movie because apparently it's insane and people are screaming at the top of their lungs and there's police officers being called. I've seen multiple videos of them having to stop the screening midway through and then like come out and get a talking to by the theater employees or the police. Like, holy hell, dude. Strikes me as similar to the Minions meme where the Zoomers would get dressed up in a nice suit and go see the Minions movie, ironically. So I think there's a lot of, weaponized irony going into this box office return. But you know what? This is not my line. I stole this from another podcast. Ironic dollars spin just the same as the normal ones. They don't give a fuck. I mean, the only people, and what's interesting is like as a theater owner or manager, you kind of have to, you're torn, right? Because you're getting all this money from the Minecraft movie, but these Zoomers are obliterating your infrastructure and like bringing blowtorches and crack cocaine into your theater, right? That's no good. but you are making money. So it's trade-off. Interesting. Intriguing. Yeah, obviously it sucks that people are obliterating theaters and burning them to the ground when the chicken jockey happens. You know, at least they're going. I saw a tweet recently with like 300,000 likes that was just saying, I really can't see the merit in going to the theater anymore because it'll just end up on streaming in a couple months anyway. I'm like, why should I spend money and go to that hellscape? And I'm like, it's hard to argue with, you know? Until something like this happens when everyone's going to see the Minecraft movie, and you got to do it. You got to do it because you're gonna miss the moment. It's a cultural moment, and if you're below the age of 23, you don't want to miss your moment. I am happy missing the moment. I will talk about the moment, discuss this moment on my newfound podcast. But you know, I'm not going to this. I'm not going to see the fucking Minecraft movie. Are you shitting me? I also never played the games, to be fair. The game, excuse me, which I know is like, it seems like it'd be up my alley. I love a build your character, improve your man simulator. You know, collect the things to improve your man. But I tried Minecraft a handful of times, and there's too little direction. I need some goals. I can't just have this open-ended sort of do anything you want situation. I don't know. But it is cool. I mean, like, of all the games to get super popular, it's a cool one to get popular. It's, you know, it inspires creativity. There are these insane, you know, people make villages and artwork, and there's this YouTuber who I follow whose goal is to recreate the entire Earth 1-to-1 in Minecraft, which is possible because Minecraft is infinite. It goes on, not literally infinite, but it's essentially mathematically infinite. So all you need is the time and a team of unemployed builders who do nothing all day except for, you know, scan the geography of maps and figure out how many trees are in the, I can't think of a forest. The Sahara forest. The Sahara. How many trees are in the Sahara? How many tumbleweeds there are in that desert? Or trees in the such and such, or things in the thing. Houses in the neighborhoods of every neighborhood in the planet. It is a massive undertaking. But they have this, like I said, a team of people who are doing it. So that's interesting. I wish them the best. Who knows if that's even possible? Like, I don't know how close they are. I also read a story. It's kind of fun. So it's called the Build the World Project, if you want to look it up. And it's a team of like hundreds of expert top tier builders in the game, and one of them just griefed one of the servers and deleted like Paris or something, like an entire city of work. They just deleted it because they wanted to fuck with. They were just trolling, which is horrible, obviously, and really, really shitty thing to do. But again, things like that are going to happen when you open up your team to that many people, I guess. But I mean, that is devastating. Can you imagine working on this project for months? You complete this, you know, the country that you're born in, or the city at least, or I don't know. Yeah, it was like a huge thing. So that sucks. Fuck that guy or girl, but probably guy. But yeah, Minecraft's crazy. I don't know. I mean, it is interesting the theater moment that's happening. It's interesting. If you have kids, it's probably a good time. Go see the Minecraft movie with your children. They'll have a great time. Anybody else's allergies going crazy? Spring has sprung, spring is here. Kill yourself. I wanted to talk briefly about the Cannes International Film Festival lineup. Cannes, if you don't know, is probably it is the most prestigious film festival in the world, without question. It's like, it's the thing. Compared to the Oscars, winning the grand prize at Cannes is like second best after Best Picture. You win the Palme d'Or, which is what it's called. That's, just as prestigious in some circles, not quite as mainstream, but amongst film nerds, it is the thing. Speaking of which, here's a kind of a fun statistic. So despite that being the case, there have only been, I believe, 4 Palme winners that have gone on to win Best Picture. And we've seen 2 of them in the past 5 or 6 years. One was last year with Anora. Before that was Parasite in 2019, which was my favorite movie of that year by far, and also my favorite Oscars that I've ever seen. I was just so happy when that happened, when it started winning everything. The other 2 are The Lost Weekend from 45 and Marty from 55, which I'm unfamiliar with. I think both of those are on my list because I'm curious if you win both of those awards. But isn't that crazy? Only 4. Parasite and Anora. Anora was very good. I'm happy it won a bunch of stuff, as I discussed yesterday. But anyway, let's get on to this lineup, shall we? The Phoenician Scheme by Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson is fantastic. All of his movies look the same. It's weird. He started doing movies in his early days with Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson wrote most of his early movies, which most people don't know. He's like a legit great writer. He wrote Rushmore, which is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite Wes Anderson films. I'm just reminded at how much I'm talking about movies on this Slop podcast. It's been a movie heavy week. Sometimes the slop comes in film form. What are you gonna do? So I love Wes Anderson. Some people hate, or some people are tired of it. I get being tired of it, honestly. But I love, every Wes Anderson movie I have seen in theaters since I became old enough to do so. And I will definitely be seeing this. The Phoenician Scheme. Really excited for Eddington by Ari Aster. Ari Aster, my beloved. I have a Hereditary poster on my wall, which is just out of frame. And I have the Midsummer screenplay book behind me. I love that man. He is a demented soul. I am fascinated with films that explore grief. And those, both Midsummer and Hereditary, are 2 of the best that do it. I'm not sure why, but I'm fascinated by it. I think it's really interesting. And those 2 movies are so devastating when the grief things happen, the grief situations occur. It is, it's like soul shattering. So he's got a real talent for getting actors to scream cry on camera. It's very impressive. You don't see it very often. I actually have a letterbox list about this very subject. Horrific grief. If you have any suggestions that I should watch, I am a big fan of those films. There's a movie called The Messenger, which is really dark. Yeah, it's about the guys in the army that have to deliver the news to the families that their son or daughter has been killed. It's really interesting. Obviously, extraordinarily depressing and dark, but yeah, like I never really, until I saw that movie, I never really considered that that's a guy. Like it's a position in the army. Like you're the messenger. You have to fucking tell the families in person that their kid is dead. So as you can imagine, there's quite a bit of horrific grief depicted in that film. Really cathartic and beautiful also. It's not just a misery fest. From what I understand, or from what I remember, the story is that the guy gets put on the angel of death duty because he fucked up or something. Like he was like, it's like a punishment. So that's cool. Pretty good punishment. The other films that I have on my list here, Avatar 2. It counts. You remember the scene if you've seen the film, or maybe you don't. Do people remember Avatar 2 like I remember Avatar 2? Hard to say. But yeah, there is that one scene of horrific scream, crying grief. The Host by Bong Joon-ho. It's the monster film. Love it. Same thing. Kid dies. Scream, crying. This is a dark topic that we're in here, and I won't apologize for it. Skip ahead. And hilariously, again, it counts. Harry Potter 4. The Goblet of Fire. Thank you for your name, the God of Fire. But yeah, when fucking Cedric Diggory dies, our boy, Robert Pattinson, in an early role. I think this is pre-Twilight. Yeah, it was 3 years before Twilight, in fact. Robert Pattinson, what a career. What a fascinating guy. He did the Elijah Wood thing. Or the Daniel Radcliffe thing, honestly. Yeah, all three of those dudes got really, really big from their respective franchises, made a buttload, assload of money to make them never want again, and then they just started doing these weird-ass, funky-ass roles and proved that they were real actors that could do a lot. That's so cool. Love that. Love that for him. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Anywho, enough of this depressing topic. Please do let me know, though, if you have any other horrific grief films. The last one that I forgot to mention is World's Greatest Dad with Robin Williams. A great film. Very strange. One of the darkest comedies I've ever seen. Directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, the comedian. Very strange, very interesting. But yeah, those are the horrific grief films on my Letterboxd list. I'm so glad that we spent 10 minutes talking about this. What else do we have in competition? In competition, should get a cigarette and a baguette. Alpha by Julia Decournau. Julia Decournau is the lady who did Titan. I think it's just Titan. I don't think you have to say it with the accents. But Titan and Raw are the two films that were both at Cannes, I believe, before. Both good. She's interesting. Raw is about a girl who goes to college and tries human flesh for the first time, or I guess obviously for the first time. Accidentally, I think she eats human flesh and then realizes that it's delicious, and she can't get enough. So that's interesting. And then Titan is about a lady who bangs a car in the first 10 minutes. So if you're interested in those, check them out. What else do we have? Oh yeah, The Worst Person in the World. Lady is doing another... man. No. Oh, shit. I don't know her name. But anyway, she's making a new film. I think it's a lady. Or it's a guy. The person who made The Worst Person in the World, which is an excellent film, is making a new one. And it's coming out at Cannes Film Festival. So, lots of good stuff. I don't know. I don't recognize 90% of these people. Kelly Reichardt is making a movie called The Mastermind. That looks good. She did First Cow, Wendy and Lucy. Good movies. Anyway, we'll be keeping an eye on that. Because generally speaking, if you do well at Cannes, you do well at the Oscars. Almost always. Did you guys see The Last of Us? The Last of Us, episode 1, came out this week. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Surprisingly, I surprised at how much enjoyed. I just generally think it was one of the strongest episodes of the series and a great start to the season. A hair predictable, I guess, but who cares? My only issue, I think, is that they didn't make Abby trans. Where are those biceps at, brother? If you're unfamiliar, there was a massive amount of controversy in the second game about this character allegedly being trans when she wasn't. She was just buff. So in the show, they've decided to circumvent that controversy entirely by making her normal sized, which I guess is fine. I would have preferred a big old buff lady, just because it's kind of fun. But, it is what it is. She seemed fine. I didn't love that line that the episode started with of slowly. I'm like, all right. But yeah, hopefully she does well. Also, this is not a spoiler, I don't think. No, it's not. Don't skip past this if you're worried about spoilers. I wouldn't dream of spoiling. I'll dream about it, but I wouldn't do it. But the second game, famously, is segmented strangely. Maybe this is it's not a light spoiler even. Okay, I will say this. If you want to go into this season completely unblemished by any game knowledge, you can skip this part. But if you don't care, I'm not going to give away plot or anything. The game is structured strangely and is interesting. So the first third of the game, you play as Ellie, who is the main character from the first game, right? And then in the second third of the game, you play as Abby. And you don't see Ellie for like 6 game hours or longer. It's like 6 to 8 game hours. It's a long time with this character that you don't know or care about. Ballsy decision from the developers. And then at the end, I think it's a mix of both. Or you go back to Ellie. But there's intention behind that choice. But it'd be very difficult to do that in a television show. Where folks are, they didn't pay the $60 price tag for the game, so they don't feel too inclined to continue that show. You know what I mean? Like if you piss off your audience to where they'll just stop watching, right? So it's a bit more of a gamble in the television format. I don't think they're going to do that. I think that would be crazy if we just stopped seeing Ellie for a while. So I figure they'll probably just sprinkle in both storylines the whole time, which is fine. Again, they're different mediums. You can't really have it both ways. Or excuse me, you can't have it the same way. Or you can. Maybe they'll do that. That would be wild. And again, very ballsy. But Druckmann is involved. He's like the head of the head of the thing doing the guy. So, oh man. Sometimes this is okay. Things get easier with time, You try talking to the void for a fucking hour and a half and see how it goes. My dog is barking outside. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm like actually looking forward to the season now. I wasn't much looking forward to it before this first episode, but I thought it was fantastic. Really, really solid. New characters look good. Great setting. Snowy freaking Vermont or wherever they're at. It's very compelling. So yeah, I'm looking forward to The Last of Us, man. What did you guys think about it? Will you be watching? Have you played the games? Do not spoil the games in the comments. I will block your ass, brother. Or I'll probably just delete the comment. I'm desperate for viewers at this point. Cut to the fucking Minecraft troll being like a slop chop stan. The guy that deleted Paris. I let him in. Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Last of Us looks pretty solid. I am impressed. I think the budget is there. The acting is there. My main concern that you might recall from last episode is that Ellie wouldn't be aged up appropriately. She kind of does, she can act the part, but will she look the part? And I didn't think about it, honestly. Whatever they did, they made her look different enough, in my opinion. I think, there was a 5-year time jump, and I buy it. I don't know what to tell you. I think it works. Whatever they did, whatever black magic they performed on that poor woman. Or makeup. More likely makeup than black magic. Speaking of black, also been watching Black Mirror Season 7. You guys watching Black Mirror? It's good! I'm halfway through the season, have not finished it. But I will say, the batting average in terms of quality for this season is just already so much better than last. Last season was dog ass. And I hated every episode except for one, which we'll get into. Let's pull up Black Mirror, shall we? There's honestly very few episodes from last season that I remember even. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Joan is Awful. Remember that? It's the thing where she's watching Netflix and then the show's about her and she doesn't know why. Lock Henry was the... I'm pointing a camera at you and cameras are bad, actually. Beyond the Sea, which is the one that I like, is Aaron Paul and other guy are stuck in space. And the premise is that there's these two guys on this long-term, months and months long space adventure, and there's technology that exists where you can send your consciousness to a robot that looks just like you on Earth. I'm gonna kill my dog. You're gonna watch me kill a dog on camera. I would highly recommend that episode. It is massively fucked up, as most Black Mirror episodes are, but it's great, and it leaves an impression on you, let me tell you. Yeah, who's the other guy in that? Because he's also famous. Josh Hartnett. Aaron Paul and Josh Hartnett are the two guys stuck in the space station. And yeah, so they can... I'll give you the brief premise here. If you haven't seen it, you should go back and watch it. But Josh Hartnett's robot body gets killed, and then he's suddenly without a family and support, right? So, the whole point of the robot body is that you can live your life for a few hours a day on Earth with your family and your kids, and you have some semblance of normalcy. And so then Josh Hartnett is that's ripped away from him, unfortunately. And then Aaron Paul starts letting him use his robot body. So Aaron Paul is playing Josh Hartnett on Earth. Anyway, things happen from there. Really interesting premise. Great, dark sci-fi, which is what Black Mirror is all about, brother. Maisie Day. I have no memory of this whatsoever. Paparazzi? No clue. And then Demon 79 is the last episode. I don't remember that at all. I literally have no memory of these 2 episodes. I watched them both and gave them both 2 stars. But I don't remember them. Anyway, who gives a fuck about season 6, man? Let's talk about season 7, brother. This is the new season that's got the internet abuzz. Not really. I haven't heard much people talking about it. Have not heard a lot about it, TBH, but it is already strikingly better than the last season. I've, again, only seen 3. I'll come back and tell you about the other ones next week, perhaps. Episode 1, it's called Common People. It's about a lady who has a terrible aneurysm or something, and she's approached like she's going to die, and then her husband is told that we can save your wife. We can save your wife with this new experimental procedure where we put in like a computer where in the part of her brain, we replicate the part of her brain that short-circuited, got fucked up. We replicate it with this dough, and then we put the computer dough into her brain. And so then it's like a streaming service. She's like, it's where, we're a small tech startup. So we've got 6 towers. So as long as she stays within these 6 towers of range, she'll be fine. She'll act like she normally would. Pretty good premise. Solid. What if Netflix was Brain? What if Brain was AT&T? Not the greatest episode, TBH. It was fine. It was good. Fine. It was fine. It was not, there's some great stuff in it. I won't spoil anything. But picture what a streaming service company does to its employees, to its customers. And then that'll tell you what what happens to this woman. What if Brain was AT&T, and AT&T has a habit of fucking people over, and it's literally her only way to survive this service. So it's interesting. The premise is rock solid. I don't think the writing really reflects that. It doesn't aid the premise as well as it could, in my opinion. I think the writing is pretty poor. TBH. They're very I'll say the theme of the episode out loud, or we're setting something up now. Can you tell? Oh, don't notice, but we're setting something up. This is the first act, and we're setting something up. This will come back. I don't know. It's not great, but it's at least good, and it has at least has a memorable, interesting premise. I couldn't think of another word for premise. Anyway, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. And I was like, you know what? Well, I guess I kind of enjoyed it. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. I'm going back and forth. When I stopped watching it, my immediate feeling was ugh. Usually Black Mirror is fun, is feel bad fun. And this is kind of feel bad sad, But there's some feel bad sad Black Mirror stuff. It's just a weird way to open your season. So I thought it was okay. Episode 2, I really enjoyed. Really, really enjoyed. I think I enjoyed it more than some people that I've seen online. Confectionery whiz kid Maria is unnerved when her former schoolmate Verity joins the company she works at, because there's something altogether odd about Verity, something only Maria seems to notice. So the idea is she's working at this job. I think she works for in food production. Doesn't matter. Lady works at job, and then the weird kid from high school who everyone made fun of and was generally mean to comes in and suddenly is very quickly working there also. And she remembers her being wacky and weird, but everyone's like, you kind of seem like a dick right now. Like, were you a bully to her? Like, she seems fine. But she does things to her where she's like, don't you see that she's being... The episode's about gaslighting, pretty much. And it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It gets wackier than I anticipated. But I thought it was great, man. I was riveted the whole time. And you're pissed off. You're like, no, she's being weird. Don't you people see she's being so weird? She's being wonky and strange. But they're like, I think you're overreacting. I'm not overreacting. She's being wonky and strange. But that's my favorite episode of the season thus far. I've only seen the 3. But it's great. I mean, it kind of puts you in the position of what it feels like to be gaslit, which is not a fun feeling, right? Don't you love that feeling, though, actually? When people fucking... No, you told me that you liked that feeling. You told me that you liked that feeling when people gaslight you. Don't you... You sound crazy right now. What the fuck are you talking about? You told me so many times that you liked the feeling when people gaslight you. Hotel Reverie, Episode 3. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Gotta turn my camera over. It's been 30 minutes. Does anyone have a solution to this problem? Any camera people out there? Hotel Reverie, Episode 3 of Black Mirror, Season 7. What if AI was movie? What if movie was VR? AI make movie VR for actor. There's your premise. Actress is called into a shoot, and they're like, no, it's actually just a 1-day shoot. She's like, a 1-day shoot? The hell? But it's like this technology where you put a little thing on your temple, which is coincidentally the poster for this season. You put a little thing on your temple, and then suddenly you are in the world of the film. So yeah, she's in the world of the movie, and all you have to do is like say your lines when the computer programs around you cue you to do so. But the catch is that the programs in the computer do not know that they don't think they're actors playing the part. They think they are the characters in the film. So like if you say some out of pocket shit, or in this case they're recasting an old film like from the 40s, and they're doing it with like a new spin, right? So if you say some out of pocket modern shit, they like look at you weird. They're like, oh my god, I've never heard anyone say something like that. So pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I will say there is a glaring issue to this episode, and that issue is Awkwafina. Do we like Awkwafina? I do not like Awkwafina. I think Awkwafina is incapable of doing anything but playing Awkwafina. She's very Dwayne The Rock Johnson that way. She's good in that sad grandma movie from A24, but literally every other thing that I've seen her in, even in that, she's still playing herself, you know? And herself is annoying. And it just, like, more than that, this is not a comedy series, you know? Maybe she's fine in Jumanji, which she's not in, but she should be. But, like, why is she in Black Mirror? What are you doing casting Awkwafina in Black Mirror? You should have instead cast her into the ocean. Anyway, the episode is pretty good. It's the gay episode. Uh-oh. Gay time. I think there's roughly one gay episode a season, which is pretty funny. At least in these past several seasons. Also, it used to be... Okay, hold on. It's so strange. A lot of times... So let's look at the history of Black Mirror, shall we? 3 episodes in the first season. I think all 3 of them are absolutely fantastic. 4 episodes in the second season. That's actually kind of untrue. There's 3 episodes in the second season, and they did a special Christmas episode, which happens to be my favorite episode of the whole dang show. It's called White Christmas. Season 2, episode 4. Absolutely fantastic. And harrowing, and dark, and horrific. All the things you want. There's the other stuff, not the greatest, I guess. Episode 1 was solid. Season 3, I think, pound for pound, the best season of the show. Yeah, man. They've got the What If Yelp Was Everything episode. They've got the What If Horror Movie Was Real Life episode. Or game. What If Horror Game Was Real Life. They've got Shut Up and Dance, which is the troll episode of the guy who's doing anything this hacker or anything this dude wants because he's got dirt on him. And you don't know what that dirt is until the very last second. Oh man, that episode is the shit. San Junipero, brother, an all-timer, the gay episode. So I guess they've done the gay episodes since season 3. But San Junipero is fantastic. And then one that I don't remember. And then Hated in the Nation, which is the B one. Man, dude. I mean, banger after banger in season 3. I think only one bad or forgettable ep, which might not even be bad. I just don't remember it. Season 4 is when the cracks start to show, I fear. So 1 through 3 are really damn near fantastic all around. Season 4 is when they do the first Star Trek USS Callister, which I know the finale of this current season is a direct sequel to that. I don't like that. Don't like After Nearly... Oh, man, I don't remember any of these. This isn't particularly good podcasting material because I don't remember... fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, I barely remember any of these episodes minus the Star Trek one, which I did not care for. Season 5, pretty mid, has the awful Miley Cyrus episode, and then Season 6 is a whole bunch of dog shit, minus the Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul, and Trap Man. Trap Man in space. What if Jesse Pinkman and the guy from Trap were locked in space together? But I'm really looking forward to the second half of season 7. From what I understand, 2 of the episodes are sequels. You got the USS Callister, the Star Trek one, which is the... I don't know what it is. I don't know what the thing I was going to say. But they also have an episode to Bandersnatch. Remember that? Bandersnatch was the groundbreaking fucking technology that they used twice and then forgot about, where you can choose your own adventure in the episode. So he's like, at the very beginning, he's like, should I have beans on toast? Or should I have fucking gruel? And then you choose gruel, and like something else happens instead of the beans on toast option. I thought it was solid, good even, and just more of a novelty, an interesting sort of very on brand for Black Mirror, controlling the destiny of these characters. I only did it once. I mean, you can't even say you watched it. It's kind of like it's a game almost. It's like an interactive sort of experience. But I enjoyed it well enough. And they're doing a sequel, but it's not interactive this time. It's just those characters, our beloved Bandersnatch characters. I can't wait to see my good friends again. couple other things I wanted to say about Black Mirror. I like that they do the anyone. You can blame me, try to shame me, but still I'll care for you. I like that they have that song as a recurring motif. It's in every season. It's in it seems to be in damn near every other episode. They have either the melody or the actual song playing. They had it in episode 1 of this season, and I was like, hey, it's the song from fucking season 1, episode 2, which is also one of my all-time favorites, 15 Million Merits, which started Daniel Kaluuya's career 2011. Holy hell. Dude, that episode is the shit. What's fun about Black Mirror is that they're so different, all of them. They all have a similar, obviously, technology equals bad theme, but you get really a mix of emotion and setting. Really interesting concepts. But yeah, I love that they had that recurring song because I love that episode so much. So every time I hear the song, it makes me think about how much I love season 1, episode 2. Phenomenal. I also wanted to give a shout out to the most recent episode that I saw. The guy's playing Balatro on his PC. I don't know if that was a paid advertisement or if the Charlie Brooker is just a fan of poker roguelike. Balatro's fun. You should play Balatro if you have not. Also, there's tons of references to Junipero, which is, of course, that phenomenal season 3 episode. Black Mirror's fun. They had, especially that last episode, tons of just movie nerd stuff for cinephiles. She gets handed a Blu-ray to watch, and it's like it might be the first time I've ever seen a Blu-ray on fucking in cinema, on cinema, at the cinema. Last season was a big pile of shit, and I thought Black Mirror was dead, but it's not. It seems to be still kicking out there. It's cool. It's fun. So yeah, if you like to be depressed, like I do, what is it you think that brings us to seeking out horrific, depressing media? I've thought a lot about this, and I think I have the answer. In my opinion, because I love horror, as I previously discussed, I have a letterbox list for horrific grief scenes in film, which include scream crying, which again, pretty extreme, pretty fucked up. Why do I care? Why do I want that in my life? Why do I want that in my head? So I think the answer is this. It's a safe place to experience those emotions. I think when you see a movie that takes you to that place, in my opinion, it's like dipping your toe into something you don't generally get to experience without the baggage of having an actual event in your life cause the emotion. You know what I mean? Like, I'm generally pretty happy-go-lucky most of the time, but then, I know what grief feels like. I've been very lucky with people in my life, of course, thankfully. But I know what grief feels like, and it's an interesting sort of, it's an interesting practice. So, like I said, dip your toe in. And when it's conveyed well in cinema, it's so interesting. I mean, that really goes a long way with not just grief, but horror movies in general. Why do people like horror? Because it's fun. It's fun to get scared for a little bit. But here's the thing. I don't have the brain that holds on to those images and keeps you up at night. I don't have that brain. Very rarely do I see a film that I continually think about for weeks and months to come. And when I do, I get a poster and put it on my wall. But there's I do get the guy or the person who can't watch horror because they can't get those images out of their head. They don't want that shit in their brain. I get that. I think you're a pussy. Just kidding. No, I do get that, for real. I just don't have that brain. I'm not wired that way, I think. I used to, stuff like that used to bother me, and I just kind of exposed myself to enough of it to get rid of that from happening. So I do, in my heart of hearts, think that you are a little bit of a baby if you don't at least try to watch some horror every once in a while. And I'm not talking fucking, I'm not talking Friday the 13th, like a slasher, like Saw 10. Don't go see, go where I get, like, take it or leave it. Terrifier 3, go fuck yourself. I'm not going to try to talk someone into watching Terrifier. I will try to talk someone into watching, like, fuck, I can't think of one. Should look at my trusty wall. Barbarian. I showed Barbarian to my mom. And she loved it. And she hates horror movies. She's one of those people that I was talking about. She gets the images stuck in her head and she can't stop thinking about it. And it sucks for her. It's not fun. I get that. But Barbarian is the most fun. It's the most fun. I love that movie. And I was like, if you can, what's fun is I got to watch it with her, and I got to watch her react to, like, it is a horror movie. It's not a thriller. It's a straight up horror movie, but it's so much fun, and there's like a million twists and crazy right angle turns, 90-degree angle turns, and I got to watch her experience those in real time, and it was great, and she enjoyed the experience. So I think if you have this sort of no horror any of the time mentality, you're robbing yourself of a lot of great cinema. That's my 2 cents. That's actually a good list idea. Is like baby's first horror movie, but in a kinder way. In a not as, I gotta bleep that, in a not as shitty manner. Baby's first horror movie, or light horror. Things that I've enjoyed that I would show to my mom. That is a good idea for a list. And I might just make that list. But horror's the best, man. And, yeah. Watch horror movies, dude. And watch The Messenger, a depressing war drama about delivering the news of your child's death. Okay, don't watch that. Don't watch that. But do watch horror. Wanted to discuss British SNL. The Brits got their own SNL. SNL is franchising out to across the pond. Happy for him. Congrats to Lorne Michaels, I guess. It seems like this should have happened decades ago. It's weird that it's just now happening. But, SNL is mid. SNL is such a strange thing. Because it hasn't been funny. I shouldn't say that. Drew Gooden has an excellent video on this topic. Drew Gooden, S-tier YouTuber, has a video on this topic. But SNL their batting average is very low. For a lot of reasons. I think the live format does not lend itself well to... Here's what I would do. If I were given the keys to the SNL... I can't think of words and I'm doing a podcast anyway. Ugh, I suck. Hey, it's okay to suck. It's episode 2. Yeah, so SNL, there's a couple, here's what I would do if I was given the keys to the kingdom. If I were Lorne Michaels, I would immediately shorten the length of the show to like 47 minutes. I think it's probably an hour and a half-ish now, and they've probably stretched that over the years for ad time. It is too long. Every sketch is too long. It's hard to be consistently funny for 7 minutes, Like, you have to have, every joke, it just gets stretched. It's brutal. And if you watch like the best sketch comedy that exists right now, which is I Think You Should Leave on Netflix with our beloved Tim Robinson. Short, punchy. Here's the other thing. I really learned a lot, or I shouldn't say learned, but I find it interesting to compare those two shows, SNL and I Think You Should Leave, because I Think You Should Leave does this thing too, where every sketch has, like, similar to a Barbarian, hard right angle turns that you don't see coming. And they, like, you have your premise. Here's your funny premise, right? But then there's, two other things that happen on top of your premise a lot of the time. SNL doesn't have those turns as much. And again, harder to do with a live format, I think. From everything that I've heard about SNL, apparently it's just the coolest thing in the world to see it live. Watching all the sets change and all, like, how many people it takes to make it happen. My dog, you will watch me sacrifice an animal on today's episode of Slop Chop. Toby! But yeah, now the Brits are going to have their turn. Isn't it? SNL, isn't it? Saturday Night Live? Yeah, we got one too. Ours on Sunday morning. We could have tea and crumpets and watch Saturday Morning Live. Fucking Toby. Debating. Toby! All right. So, here at the end of the episode... Yeah, anyway, I have no opinion on British SNL. British SNL, good for them. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll have a better batting average than normie American SNL. Lorne Michaels is executive producing the British version. Maybe they'll bring their textbook dry British humor to the show, and it'll be great. My beautiful dogs, come here, Dixie Chick. Let's show the people who you are. Dixie never makes a peep. She's perfect. Toby is the problem. She has a little bucket here. Okay. I wanted to discuss Hot Ones. Will Forte was on Hot Ones this week. Will Forte, speaking of SNL, one of the GOATs from my era of Saturday Night Live. The mid-2000s or 2010s era, the Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Will Forte, Jason Sudeikis, all those guys. Basically right after Will Ferrell and them, we had that crew, and Will Forte is the best. He's so funny. He's hilarious. Underrated show, Last Man on Earth, I think it's called. Great show. Great guy. Was on Hot Ones promoting something. And I watched it. I only watch the Hot Ones that I care about nowadays. And Will Forte I do care about. I think that show has lost a lot of its sauce. But no pun intended. But genuinely, I do think the sauce has been lost with Hot Ones. And I think I can point to the reason why. Maybe not the reason why, but when it happened. When it happened is when Sean Evans got those big ol' fucking veneers. Those white-ass Steve Harvey-ass teeth. That's when the show started to be mid. And it's the teeth's fault. It's also possible that it's the most popular show in the world and that it just got watered down because it's so mainstream now. And it does more views than literally anything. Minus Joe Rogan. Maybe that's why. Or it's the veneers. My guess is the teeth. Yeah, just the teeth. It's, I mean, you want to tell him, like, bro, just darken them 5%, maybe 10%. Right now, they are at a blinding 100% brightness. If you just reduce it a touch, not crazy. And by the way, I have no room to talk here. I've got fucking adult braces, but I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Sean Evans, the legendary interviewer. and creator of Hot Ones, co-creator of Hot Ones. The Will Forte episode was fine, but it did not leave an impression on me. Like, think back to like the OG Eric Andre episode, or T.J. Miller, Key and Peele, from like, it's got to be like 8 years ago now. Those episodes are all-timers for a reason, because they're rough around the edges, they're wonky, and most importantly, Sean Evans has normal teeth. Normal, American, moderately yellow teeth. You went to Hollywood, bro. You got to come back to us. Rip those goddamn veneers out of your face. Or just darken. Is darkening veneers a thing? Is that a thing? I know so many celebrities that I would recommend that procedure. No hate to Sean Evans. He's great. But yeah, dude, get those shits out of your mouth or darken them. He was recently on Two Bears, One Cave with Tom Segura, and he's the best, dude. I mean, Sean Evans that man gives a shit. Like, he could just have the generic fucking hot wing talk show, and that's the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we got the hot wings. What more do we need? The answer is not really anything, but he does. He brings legitimately a ton of research, almost Nardwuar level research, a great energy, and he bounces back. Like, he meets the hosts or the guests where they're at. He talked about this on Two Bears. If he has like a director or an actor on, he'll watch their entire discography of films before, so he can get an idea of who he's dealing with. Or he does like this, just dozens and dozens of hours of research for each guest. And it shows. It's really impressive. Most shows do not do that, and he's the hot wings guy, you know? So he doesn't need to do that, but he does. So I love him and his show that I just talked shit about. The teeth are a problem. No amount of research will ever make those teeth look okay. Oh, man. I do feel bad, though. He's great. Shouts out Sean Evans. Spell his name right and everything. Sean! S-H-A-W-N-S. Imagine being named Sean. Wanted to briefly discuss Planet Fitness, who I have been working out in recently because my gym got bought by them. And so now I'm a Planet Fitness member for the past several months. I hate Planet Fitness. I shouldn't say that. That's too strong of a word. I hate what they stand for. I hate the include everyone, everyone's a winner model. It's no good. I think that I am fat, which is part of the reason I'm going to the gym, to get less so. But I don't want to be surrounded by other fatties. I want to be surrounded by hot people. You know what I mean? Half the reason you go to the gym is to be around the hots. And now they're taking that away from me with their fucking inclusion bullshit. You belong. I'm like, do ya? Go eat a sandwich, bro. I don't know. It is perhaps a scorching hot take, and I could be an asshole. But I don't want to see people like me. I want something to aspire to be. You know what I mean? If you surround me with fatties, like myself, then I'm like, what the hell are we doing? We all look like shit. Why are we even here? But if you give me hot people to ogle at, suddenly I'm like, oh, that's why I'm here. It's worth doing this. It's worth the pain of working out semi-regularly. I'll eventually get to have and to hold and to look like these beautiful people, you know? That's the dream, at least. And I'm willing to buy into the dream that they're selling. But Planet Fitness isn't selling that dream. Planet Fitness is selling inclusion. Oof. Ooh. Have you seen the lunk alarm? The lunk alarm. I'll put a picture of the lunk alarm right here. I mean, oh, hold on, I gotta read this. Okay, here's the lunk alarm. It's a giant comical fucking alarm that God help them if they ring the lunk alarm on my ass, but actually just I wouldn't do anything. I would be so embarrassed, but I'm also embarrassed for them for having this. The lunk alarm. It says noun and then slang, like it's an actual dictionary definition. Lunk. One who grunts, drops weights, or judges. And then they have the use it in a sentence, please thing. Ricky is slamming his weights, wearing a bodybuilding tank top, and drinking out of a gallon water jug. What a lunk! I'm like, brother? Are you so like not only are you I mean just to have that written on your wall is just the worst. It's just the worst. And I guess I get that gym bros can be annoying, but this radical sort of like fuck everyone that wears a tank top even? A tank top? Slamming weights I get is annoying. But don't call those people lunks. Lunk. I have to see it one day. Just some fucking yoked ass gym bro. Slams the weight down. He's like, let's fucking go, bro. He's dapping up his boy. Manager slams the fucking button behind the counter. Wee, wee, wee. Sprints over, blows a whistle. We got a lunk over here. We got a lunk over here. You, sir, look like a lunk to me. Yeah, I gotta see that one day. Otherwise, what's the point of the alarm? You know? If they don't have that button, what's the point of even having the fucking thing on the wall? That sucks, that thing on the wall. You gotta take that thing down. That sucks. The fucking lunk alarm. So Planet Fitness blows. Which, by the way, when my beloved local gym was acquired by Planet Fitness, I was like, oh. Well, I had no opinion of the place. And the one, by the way, they haven't gutted the one that I go to and made it purple and inclusive as much as the other ones. But now that I have access to every Planet Fitness in the country, I go and check them out. And yeah, they're pretty shitty. They're the Spirit Airlines of the gym, which is fine, you know. But again, I sure, I'm a fat and a poor. I'm both of those things. But I don't want to be surrounded by other fat poors. You know? I want to be looking at hot people and surrounded by the wealthy, even though I am not one of those, either of those. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. But maybe I'm being a lunk. Maybe that's a lunk mentality to have. So yeah, fuck Planet Fitness. Kill yourself if you're a lunk. Anything else we have? Oh, I wanted to briefly mention, what have I been watching? Obviously, I've been watching Black Mirror, as we'd previously discussed. Watching Last of Us. Have I seen any films since last I spoke to you, good people? Yeah, I saw Warfare. Warfare, the new A24 joint, directed by Alex Garlick. He's the guy that did Ex Machina, Annihilation, and most recently he did Civil War, which is an extraordinarily similar name, but a kind of a different movie than wow, I've seen his entire discography. That's interesting. Yeah, he did the show Devs, which I thought was good, not great. And he did the movie Min, which I thought was good, not great. But yeah, this movie Warfare, it's co-directed by an actual veteran. It's in theaters currently, and it's not what I expected at all. It's essentially 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes long, and it's more or less 90 minutes of real time in the film. So like the first 25 5 minutes of the movie are just dudes waiting around and like taking notes and like looking down the scope of a sniper and just observing the thing that's happening that they're there for. Really interesting. That first half I really loved because it shows you what the job is actually like. You know, it's the paperwork that the police don't tell you about until you become a police officer, and you're like, oh shit, fucking 75% of this job is paperwork. You know, they're just chilling and on the radio and on the comms, and like they've got the drone for air support, and they're just like 3 figures are walking towards your people, and then blah 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 blah, and then okay, we got a guy just walked in, he's got a red shirt guy just came back out, no weapons spotted. Okay, so now 3 dudes just got out and are going into the building. Oh shit, one of them has a gun. Okay, write that down. Get on the comms or whatever. Really interesting. I didn't, it's good. It's. I would say the first half is better than the second half. Obviously, shit goes down. That's no great spoiler. It would be insane to have a movie called Warfare and not have any action. So obviously, shit goes down. I will say that shit's gonna go down. And you're like waiting for it on pins and needles. It's just so tense. The entire the tension is just ramping up because like things keep happening. The sniper's like calling stuff out, and like the development is happening. The people are clearing the streets and shouting things, and it's gonna go down, but you don't know when. And when is such a surprise. It's so fucking out of left field. It's crazy. It gets you, dude. It is a wild, as you said many times this episode, left turn. So, I recommend it. It's solid. Will Poulter of Midsummer fame and Honey, We Shrunk the Millers, whatever that comedy is. He's our lead. He's our sergeant, and Charles Melton is in the other squad. He did May December. He was phenomenal in May December. Holy shit, one of the best performances I've ever seen. But yeah, he's in this movie also. I was waiting for him. I was like, I know he's in this movie. Where's my boy Charles Melton? And then he comes through later. But yeah, solid movie. I enjoyed it. I saw Tremors at Alamo. They were doing a re-release, a re-screening of Tremors, the beloved classic from 1990. This is white trash Jaws. If you don't know what it is the most fun, so good, and it's actually the first review that Red Letter Media ever did. But I'm echoing their points here. It's essentially a perfect screenplay. Everything in the first, there's commotion happening downstairs. Everything that pays off in the third act is set up in the first act, and you don't really notice the setups happening. Every character in the movie is like super believable. It's also it's borderline stuck in a place, which is my favorite genre. It's these 2 guys, Kevin Bacon and other guy Fred Ward, who are trying to get out of this tiny town. And then the Tremors start attacking, and they don't know what it is at first. And the whole movie is basically what happens when this little town that's completely segmented from the rest of the world. What happens how do they face this conflict together? So it's great, freaking great, just killer. 95 minutes in and out. Again, it's white trash Jaws. In my first review of this film, I said that here's my hot take. I think this movie would have been, or could have been, as popular as a Jaws if it had the John Williams score. So yeah, I like this better than Jaws, TBH. I don't love Jaws like a lot of people do. Tremors, I love. It's phenomenal. Wrapping it up, I think I'd like to also give a shout out to a new podcast I've been listening to by the name of Lemonade Stand, my beloved Atrioc, and Doug, who's a phenomenal YouTuber, along with Aiden from The Yard. The Yard is another pod that I love. Those three guys are very business-minded and politically oriented, and they have a podcast they just started. They started right before I started mine. Somehow they're more popular than I am. But yeah, it's great. It's about business and like politics and stuff, and I've learned quite a bit, and they're funny, and that's all I need from like a piece of media or a YouTuber or a podcast. You got to try to be funny. So love it. Also want to give a shout out to the Ludwig most recent series. His most recent series is called Tip to Tip with Michael Reeves, another S tier YouTuber. Him and Michael Reeves, the goal, they start on the very bottom end of Japan, and their goal is to get to the very top end of Japan. They're on 2 motorcycles, and the challenge is they can't use any technology. So no Google Maps, no GBT to translate, to talk to people. They just kind of have to like butcher their Japanese to get directions from people. Great freaking series. So what they did was they had this RV full of editors that they would travel right behind them. And so they were like they were not in contact with the editors at all, but at the end of the day they would give them their footage, and the editors would work all night and get the video ready for the next day. So they like day 1 through 7 they released literally the day after it happened. A really impressive operation. And a great freaking series. I've only watched a couple of episodes, but I highly recommend that. Tip to Tip, Ludwig. Just go to Ludwig's channel, and it's the most recent shit. But yeah, also Michael Reeves is just the greatest. He's one of those once-a-year YouTubers. He puts so much work into his videos. It's insane. And again, he's hilarious. He's so funny. To be that talented and that funny is really impressive. So that's what I've been watching. And I think with that, I will close on this very movie-oriented episode of Slop Chop. You know, maybe some other stuff will happen next week that's not quite as movie-ish, but we'll find out when we do. When the thing happens, and we'll record and talk about it. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you bearing with me while I figure out how to do this smoother. It's just going to take time. Like I said, 75 to 200 episodes, give or take, and then I'll really have the hang of it. But I really appreciate you guys for hopping in on this when I'm still so green behind the ears. Thank you. It means the world. With that, I appreciate it. Much love. Slop Nation. We'll see you next week.